Good morning, y'all. So it's early, I'm tired, and it's rainy. But before we say what we're doing, I would like to give a shout out to
Espresso
Yourself. Yeah. We found them the other day, and it is the best coffee I've ever had.
Way better than Starbucks.
Yeah,
the reviews
and
even
cheaper.
say it. And cheaper, yeah.
We just got 2 coffees, specialty like coffees or whatever, and a cinnamon bun roll that was awesome for $11. Like, how does that even happen? So,
you get 2 Frappuccinos at Starbucks and it's $15.
12 or something, but pretty close.
Yeah.
No, but really, they're awesome. So, where are we?
The Titanic.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, half of the Titanic.
Well, and it's all rainy, you can't see. So, here's the deal. We cannot video in there. We cannot take pictures in there. And they're so strong on their rules that they denied us media privileges when we asked for them. So that was really sad. Yeah. So there will be no video inside. There will be no pictures inside. And I'm not going to be one of those that I've seen on YouTube where you're like sneaking it.
Yeah,
if you want to see it, if you want to see it, you can come see it.
Well, and they do have videos on YouTube. The Titanic itself, I guess, has their own YouTube videos up, and they said, oh, you can use those, but I don't want to use somebody else's footage.
So we'll do, like, if it stops raining when we come back out, we'll do an outside little video shot for you. But I'm kind of excited to actually just go in there and not have to worry about videoing and taking pictures. And we do that all the time, which is fine, and that's what we do, but it'll be a nice break.
Yeah, it kind of takes away from it sometimes.
So I'm excited. I love Titanic.
Did you love the movie or did you love the ship?
I love the movie.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
It does count because that's what's going to be inside.
It's not. You're going to be disappointed.
Moving on.
Rose is not in here.
You don't know that.
And what was his name? Jake or Jack from State Farm?
I'll never let go, Kenny. We got to go now. Anyways, so we got a text earlier that said, stay in your car. We will text you when it's time to board your ship.
It's safe to board the Titanic.
So we're going to wait to board the Titanic, and then we actually need to get ready because we have the stroller. So I guess we will update when we get out. So, Jack,
I thought it was Jake from State Farm.
I'll never let go. Unless I want Geico. We're back. So, when you first go up, you get handed a boarding pass. And on the other side, you're one of the actual people on the Titanic at the time. So, who were you, Kenny?
I was Philip Kiernan.
And what were you?
I was a 3rd-class passenger. I was 22 years old.
So I was Annie Catton. I was a crew member, and I was 33. And Bub got to be one too. He was Master Michael Joseph. He was a 3rd-class passenger, and he was 4 years old. So when you go through, there's some of the passengers and some of the crew members up on the wall you kind of learn about. But then at one point you go to a room and you have to look through all the names of all the people that were on the Titanic, and you find out if you survived or if it just didn't work out for you. So I survived. I made it, so it was good news for me. Elias, he survived. He made it. It was great news. But then we had some bad news.
I just held my hand in the 28-degree water for too long.
Mr. Phillip over here didn't make it. So what'd you think, Kenny?
It was cool. I mean, it was neat, and there's a lot of neat stuff to look at.
It was literally cool.
It was. There was an iceberg in there.
There was an iceberg that you got to touch.
Yeah.
And what else was in there?
And 28-degree water that you could put your hand in.
So whenever the Titanic went down, the water was 28 degrees, so you actually get to feel what it's like.
It made me have to pee.
So Kenny would have been peeing in the water. But that was cool. There's a lot of stuff you can't do that's interactive because of the Rona. But those two things you could.
And the thing is it's a museum, but it's a lot smaller than most museum galleries, so it gets crowded, and you get the people that stop and read everything. And there's some things that you have to read, or you don't have to, but if you want to read the stuff, some of it's like paragraphs long. And when you've got people in front of you and you're trying to do the social distancing thing, that can be a little hard because you got people that don't read fast like me. So I just don't read all of it. I just kind of skim over it. But then the people that want to be like deep into it and read the whole thing, they just stop in the middle, and it's hard to get around.
It wasn't necessarily that it was really really busy, because they actually have set up to where only so many people can go in at certain time frames. But it was because it was so small, and there was, I don't even know, I couldn't even say 10 people in each little room.
Yeah, and so it bottlenecks really easily. And then they have these little things. It's kind of like, if you feel like you're holding one of the old like wall-mounted telephones up to your face, but it's this thing that you press a button on it and then press play when you see a sign.
It's an audio recorder.
Yeah, and then you hold it up to your ear, and it tells you what's going on. It's a great idea in theory. It's kind of aggravating though when you can't get it to work for some of them, and you can't figure it out, so you're just sitting there pressing buttons over and over.
Well, and I felt like it was the same stuff that you could have read on the wall, so I stopped using it after like the second room.
I just got frustrated with mine and stopped using it.
I like looking at pictures, and I can read the little stuff on it. So yeah, it was weird. The concept's cool because everybody doesn't go in at the same time, but it's like you're talking on the phone as everybody's walking through.
Yeah.
But overall,
it was still really neat. I'm glad we came.
Me too. It says to give it about 2 hours. It took us probably an hour.
Yeah.
How they have it set up, and the people that work here is really neat. Like, they welcome you on board, and they're all dressed up, and that was really neat. They have an actual replica of the staircase that I got to walk up. That was awesome, especially being a Titanic fan.
And if you're in the gift shop at the end of the tour and you're a big Titanic fan, you can buy Rose's necklace.
It's not the real one. It was like $80.
$99.
So, yeah.
$100. If you really want one and you're really into that Titanic that much.
Yeah.
And then you can go throw it into the ocean like bloop, like the little old lady did.
Yeah, but it was really fun. I had fun.
I did too.
It was really interesting. And it was worth the money. It was not that expensive for the kind of stuff that they're charging out here for other stuff.
It's like going to a museum. Museums are just as expensive as this. And this is in a tourist trap area, so.
Yeah. So Elias was good. He was in his stroller. You could bring strollers in. But for younger kids older than him, they actually have the little recorders where they talk to the kids. So they kind of like give kid facts about it.
Why is she just standing here staring at us?
Probably because we're holding up a phone. Anyway, so we're going to go see what else we can get into on this rainy day before we have to work.